Greetings, family. It's me, your boy, Dr. Samuel Abbott, and I'm back with another Monday Momentum. Look, I know I'm looking a little, but that's because it's like 109 degrees today here in Texas, and I'm trying to keep it cool. Look, I want to encourage you this week by reminding you that pressure has a way of making you question whether you're actually making progress or not. Busyness does the same thing. You know, you've been working, you've been building, you've been showing up, but sometimes you look around and think, with everything I got going on, why does it feel like I'm not moving? Here's what you got to understand, and that is progress doesn't always feel like progress while you're in the middle of it. Sometimes, family, sometimes progress feels like pressure. Sometimes progress looks like conflict. Sometimes progress requires you to keep moving while everything around you is telling you to stop, throw in the towel. That's why this Monday, today, I want you to push back. In order for you to push back, family, you must first prioritize what matters. Look, I've discovered busyness makes everything feel urgent. Every email urgent, every request urgent, everybody else's emergency suddenly becomes your responsibility. And before you know it, you spend an entire day being busy without actually moving anything important forward. That's why leaders must learn the difference between activity and advancement. Tongue twister. You can be busy and still be stuck. You can answer every call and still neglect your greatest responsibility. You can attend every meeting and still accomplish nothing that actually moves the mission forward. Family, I've discovered that when stress increases, priorities must become clear. When your schedule begins to stack and get full, priorities must become clear. So ask yourself, what absolutely has to be done today? What's the thing that matters most? Handle that, because successful people aren't necessarily doing more. They're doing what matters most first. The next thing you must do, family, is use what you have. One of the greatest excuses to busyness creates is the question or the statement, I don't have enough. What? Enough time, enough money, enough people, enough information, enough resources. And family, sometimes that's true, but leadership isn't about having everything you want. Leadership is about maximizing what you do have. So stop spending so much time thinking about what's missing that you overlook what's already available. So what do you have? Who do you have? What can you do right now? What resources have you underestimated? Or what relationships do you have? And what skills haven't you fully utilized? Some of your greatest progress will happen when you stop waiting for more and start maximizing what's already in your hands. And family, another thing you must do in order to push back is shift when necessary. Sometimes the plan was good, and sometimes it just isn't working anymore. That's difficult for leaders because we can become emotionally attached to our plan, to our strategy, because we spent time on it. We planned it. We built it. We invested in it. And so we keep trying to make it work long after the evidence says something needs to change. But changing your strategy, family, doesn't mean you've abandoned your goal. You can remain committed to the destination while changing your route. The goal can remain the same while methods evolve. So don't confuse stubbornness with consistency. There is a difference. And finally, family, in order to push back, I want to remind you to hold on. There are moments when you need to shift, but there are also moments when you need to stand. Everything difficult doesn't require a change of direction. Sometimes the answer is simply, don't quit. Hold on to your standard. Hold on to your discipline. Hold on to your focus. Hold on to your commitment. Hold on to your steadfastness. Hold on to your integrity, because busyness will tempt you to negotiate things you were once certain about. Be careful, because exhaustion can make a good decision look bad. A difficult week can make you question a decision that took years of information and data and wisdom to make. So don't make permanent decisions because of temporary conflict. Sometimes family leadership is knowing when to pivot. And sometimes leadership is knowing when to plant your feet and say, I'm going to hold on. I'm not going to give up now. I'm not going to throw in the towel now. I'm not going to quit now. Because if I hold on just a little while longer, help will be on the way. This week, family, it may not get easier. Your calendar may still be full. Your expectations may still be high. The problems may still need solutions, but none of that means you can't make progress. You don't need perfect conditions. You need disciplined movement. So when the pressure rises this week, remember, prioritize what matters. Use what you have. Shift when necessary and hold on. That's how you push, family. I'm Dr. Samuel Abbott, and I'm here to remind you to push back. So stay focused, keep moving, and whatever you do, push back. God bless you.